only Ladan or only Ali, he will put mass on them. Then he will still tell us the type of DAWAH, the different types of DAWAH, because DAWAH get branches. And how the road where we go pass is on a corner where we go to, where we go waka. Take this DAWAH work. The road, how we go take apply am, how we go take put am to our daily life, and how we go take tell people for areas where we say na small number of Muslims na dey, like as e be our Edo Central. We agree say Muslims now be minority for Edo Central. How we go take do this DAWAH? How we go take carry am waka for this our area? For anywhere we find ourselves, we Muslims minority for them. That is our number of Muslims. And then now our big Sheikh of Islam, Abdurrahman Isa Alufa, will tell us plenty sweet things. Both the one we want here and the one we will strong from here, inshallah ta'ala. We pray the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make a blessing to us. Sheikh.
I will seek your permission to sit down. Where am I supposed to put this?
No, sir.
We are sorry, the program is 30 late. Yes, like our brother, I don't know if you just said, today's topic is about how to do DAWAH in the Muslim minority when Muslims are not plenty. How do you do DAWAH to increase the number of the Muslims? And in this particular area, Central, Edo Central, that is exactly the situation. The Muslims are minority. Even what do we do to make sure that we increase the number of Muslims? You see, the first thing I want us to look is we are going to look at today is let us study this ayah very well, because it will teach us how to do that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَسُبُّوا الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَكَذَلِكَ زَيَّنَّا لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ عَمَلَهُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ مَرْجِعُهُمْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. There are two stanzas in this ayah that we have to really focus on. Number one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we should not abuse the God that they are worshiping. You should not see somebody who's worshiping a tree and you go and tell them why you worshiping a tree. Or you tell them this what you are doing is very wrong. This your tree is that, this your tree is that. No. Don't abuse them so that they not in exchange or in response or in retaliation, they will not start abusing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah says, that for every nation, for every people, we have made what they are doing look very correct to them. That statement underlining, we have made what they are doing very correct to them. So, whatever system you want to use in DAWAH, always put this at the back of your mind. That this person you are talking to is so convinced about what he's doing. You cannot, the way you are convinced about Allah is one, this is the truth is good, the same thing a criminal is believe about what he's telling. The same thing a bad person believe about what he's doing. So everybody keep to what they are doing and they do it very seriously. Now, to buttress this point, in Surah, I think it's Surah Al-Anbiya, the story between Ibrahim and his people. What Ibrahim wanted to prove to them, to show them that the gods they are worshiping are nonsense. He told them that he was not going to follow them to where they were going. So when they left, he went to the idols, broke all of them, and then he put the hammer, whatever he used, and put it on the big one. Then they summoned him. He said, "You are the one that did this." Then Ibrahim alayhi salam said, "Laqad fa'ala kabiruhum in kan isfasalu kanu yantaqun." He said, "The big one is the one that broke the smaller one. So ask him if you can speak." Farajahu ila anfusihim qalu innakum antum zalimun. At that point, their mind woke up. They just say, "This is true." So Maluki Swalabu says, immediately they went back. They felt ashamed. If we now agree what he's saying, that means we are embarrassed. But you know, say they are not speaking before. So what are you trying to prove? Are you seeing how human beings think? Even when the truth was about to appear to them, they denied. Why? Because they don't want to agree with Ibrahim alayhi salam. So DAWAH, this is the people you are dealing with. This is the human beings you are attending to. Here, there's a statement, very famous statement in the Arab world. It says, in China, every animal is a meal. In India, every animal is a god. Who can explain that to me? Yes. In China, every animal is a meal. What they mean by this? In China, they eat everything. Cockroach, rat, monkey, call it everything. But in India, they worship everything. They worship monkey, they worship rats, they worship cow, they just name it. Anything you can name, they worship them. So you now ask yourself, why would somebody worship a rat? Why would somebody worship a cow? It looks strange to you, right? But if you call that person, he believes in that worship so much that he's ready to die for his cow and he's ready to die for his rat. What you consider as nonsense to somebody else is a god that they are worshiping. So what is happening? Why are human beings like this? So this is what we want to address. So why Islam not prescribe how to attend to DAWAH? That is why in Islam prescribed a different approach. When he was telling Musa to talk to Fir'aun, he said, make sure that whatever you are telling him is soft. Why? Because his heart is so attached to whatever he's doing that it's not going to be easy for him to reason with you. So if you want somebody to reason with you, it's not by abusing what they are doing. It's not by attacking it, but by calling their reasoning. Bring their reasoning back. So that is why Allah told Musa that so you can now see that a whole nation, more than 2 billion people, are worshiping all sorts of animals. In fact, in India, they worship mad people. Yes, they worship mad people. When a crazy person on the street, some people are putting food for him to eat. If he enters a store, they don't argue. He just carry anything. He likes and walk away because they believe that thing is carrying is barakah. They even kneel down on their feet to show respect to a mad person. To a mad person. For you, what does this sound? That is why we say, Alhamdulillah, Allah, wallahi, we were not to become Muslims. So that is why the biggest ni'mah is Islam. The biggest ni'mah. Now, what is going on? Why are people the way they are? Why is it that they cannot believe in Allah? Why is it so difficult? Even when we all know that the truth is the truth. We all know that lying is bad. We all know that everybody must say the truth. But how many people actually say the truth? People don't say the truth. Even when they know that the truth is the best thing to do. The reason number one is arrogance. Yes, there's arrogance in human being, and arrogance is the beginning of all sins. The beginning of every sin that human being commits is arrogance. Who is he? This is who I am. Who is he to talk to me? I was born before him. You can see that in everything that we do is arrogance. Firaun, when Musa alayhi salam came to him, and Musa alayhi salam told him, I am a prophet of God. And Firaun asked him, who is Allah? Musa defined Allah. And how did Firaun reply? That this messenger that is sent to you is a madman. He is saying Musa is a madman. That this prophet said, why is he calling Musa a madman? How can Musa claim that there is a God higher than me? I mean, you can see where arrogance can get people. And secondly, Musa alayhi salam, Allah started testing Firaun with the thoughts, with everything. And each time Allah tested, they would call Musa alayhi salam, please come and pray to Allah to lift this punishment. Musa will pray, the punishment will be lifted. After that, they go back again. Then he invited the magicians. He said, you are a magician? He brought magicians. And when the magicians discovered that what Musa brought is actually true, they became Muslims on the spot. Even with that, Firaun turned and said, that he is the biggest magician, he's the one that taught you magic. Up to that point, they were his magicians. Musa didn't know anything about that. But at the point they now saw what happened, that what Musa brought was a real snake. Their own were not real. Because most of the time, magic is not real. The only thing that can make is your eye that is seeing snake. Actually, it is a stick that is still on the floor. So the people who are casting the magic, what they see is a stick. It is you that you see the snake. So when they are taking back the stick, they just pick it up. But when the magicians saw Musa stick turn it to a real snake, they knew that this one is beyond us. This cannot be magic. That was why they frustrated that we believe in this, because Musa was the only magic. And to prove further, he swallowed their own sticks. So their own sticks disappeared. So they knew that this power is beyond anything. It's not even Firaun, it's not anybody. So they prostrated. But how did Pharaoh respond? He killed them. That is arrogance, the peak of arrogance. Nimrud, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 400 years, in fact, they are saying Nimrud was the teacher of Quran. He was the first person that said, I am your God. So Nimrud was during the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. After all the signs he received, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of mercy, sent angels to go and talk to him. They came and they invited him. How did he respond? He said, if your God wants me to believe, then he should bring his army. I will bring my own army. Then we fight and see who wins. He's asking God to bring his army. That's arrogance. So how did he end up? They prepared to go and fight the army of angels. So when they got to the place that was appointed, what did they face? They faced a bunch of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. The mosquitoes ate all their flesh. They didn't face any army. There was no soldier carrying them. The mosquitoes are also creatures of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent mosquitoes on them that ate all their flesh. But Nimrud did not die. What did Allah do to him? Is one of the mosquitoes entered through his nose and settled in his brain. For the next 400 years, that mosquito on his head. And the doctors who came to check him said, there's nothing we can do other than wherever it is disturbing you, we use hammer to hit it. So they hit him until he became a madman. And yet, such a person will not say, this power is beyond me. Just for them to recognize that this power I am seeing is beyond me. You can see the arrogance in human being. Who are you? Today, you can see like some of these pastors who are now big men who are rich. Do you think they will come out and say I'm a Muslim? No, it's not that they don't know, but the arrogance. So a human being is arrogant. The second thing is blind following. If you ask an average Igbo person, then why are you becoming a Muslim? You know what most of them tell you? What will my family say? If I become a Muslim, now all of them will run away from me. So this is what we find our fathers do. So why not so we have to follow them. That is why the Quran says, even if your father was being, misguided by the shaitan, are you still going to follow him? But some people, that's what they believe. That's why the Quran says, "What is Allah will tell you, man? Allah will call you and tell you, man." When you tell them to follow what Allah has, they say, no. We follow what we find our fathers doing. Abu Talib and the rest of the uncles of Prophet, why did they refuse to believe? How can we go against what our forefathers said? Even when they know it is the truth. This was a young man that has been among them, has never told them a lie. So how is it that now you don't want to believe in him? In fact, in one of the statements attributed to, I think was it Abu Lahab, he said, Utbah, he said, we were competing, our family were competing with the family of the Prophet and Quraysh. Whenever they do something, we do a similar thing. Whenever they feed, we also feed. Whenever they give water to pilgrims, we also give water. Until they say we have a prophet. So where are we going to get the prophet from? So for them, it was a competition. Immediately, Prophet came out from the family, the other family, this family disbelieved. Not that they now believe that Muhammad is saying the truth, but they are saying it's a competition. Just like sometimes you find in families, both families competing, one uncle is competing with the other uncle, and suddenly this one son went to London. So this one is not thinking, how do I send my son to London? So for him it's a competition. So for them it was a competition. Because this is a competition we make our fathers engaged in. So how can we surrender? So if we believe in Muhammad, that means we have surrendered. So people believe in what their forefathers are doing, whether right or wrong, and most of the time is wrong. And some of it is from the dunya, the love of this dunya. People love the world so much that they want it now. They don't want to wait. We don't want to wait for tomorrow. They want it now. For this reason, you can see that the prosperity gospel has made a lot of money, because they are preaching the dunya. And because of that, the New Testament of the Bible, if you go through it, it's hardly mentioned anything about hellfire. So they have convinced the Christians that God is a very merciful God. He's not going to punish anybody with hellfire. We all go to heaven when we die. So the only reason for dying is when you are committing a sin. And everybody must die. But this is their belief. So that is why they call the Bible the Good News Bible. So the Bible has brought you good news. It's because it helps them to propagate the prosperity gospel. That God did not create you to suffer. God created you to enjoy this dunya. So if you are not enjoying, that means something you are not doing correctly. So sometimes some of our Muslim preachers are beginning to take after these Christians. I remember I attended a lecture where one of the lecturers was saying that how can a Muslim work for 10 years, 12 years, he doesn't have a car? Because that's the way the Christians are putting it. That nobody in my church cannot pay rent. Nobody in my church cannot take his sons to London. That is their own, sign that God has accepted them. So some Muslims are beginning to preach the same gospel. And now how to correct the brother. Look, what if somebody is earning 1 million naira a month and he donated 999,000 to Sadaqah every month? Will he buy a car even after 20 years? So when the 20 years come, are we going to call a poor man? No. At times, that is the misconception some people have. When they read the story of the Prophet Sallallahu, they look at it as the Sahaba were poor men. No, the Prophet Sallallahu wasn't a poor man. The wives were not poor people. It's just that they decided to give everything they have. One of the signs that they were not poor, Aisha Anha, Berira was a slave girl and came to Aisha and said, please, I want you to help me buy my freedom. Because that time it was expensive to pay for a slave to be freed. Aisha single-handedly paid for her to be freed. Are those people poor people? No, they were not poor. But it's just that, like Abu Bakr, they give everything they had. They give everything. So they will not be people who are buying cars, buy houses, buy lands, because they give everything that they have to Allah. So, because of this world, a lot of people don't want to accept this belief. And also disbelief due to ignorance. Also stubborn and do good. People are just stubborn. Even when they see the truth, even when they see it in front of them, they're just stubborn. And they are used to this belief. They don't even want to listen to you. Today, you listen to the pattern. If a child wake up from a house, become a 419, nobody cares. He becomes a Kuru Maraj, nobody cares. He goes to anything, but he should never be a Muslim. The day he becomes a Muslim, the whole family wake up. And everybody is antagonistic to this person. Why? Because of ignorance and disbelief. Because when you become a Muslim, what are you telling them? Is that indirectly all of them are wrong. Because you from people forever. I mean, that is concerned that nobody is going to see your beauty again. I mean, you can imagine what is people saying, how people reason. Number 5 is misguided by shaitan. Istahwaz alayhim shaitan fa ansahum dhikr Allah. So many people are living and allow shaitan to live with them. They don't say Bismillah when they eat. They don't say Bismillah when they do anything. There's nothing, they are not even doing azkar to keep the shaitan away from them. So the shaitan live among them to the point he starts to command them. That is why the shaitan says, La umanniyanna, wala amuranna, wala yubatikuna adana anan, wala yubayruna khalqallah. That shaitan said, I will make sure I give them false promises. False promises. That is the same example we gave yesterday about this Beck Niger and the rest of them. An average person knows he's not going to win, but the shaitan keep telling him, you might win, you might win. You find the person for the last 10 years is spending half of his salary on Beck Niger, and he has never won. But what is going on? The shaitan is giving him false hope that you will win, you will win, you will win. So in everything the person is doing, the shaitan is right there. So when shaitan takes control of a person, that's it. He will make sure you don't go to the right thing. Now, you also find that in what you see today, like we are hearing about, so, all this what they call human sacrifice and the rest of them. Now you ask yourself, what exactly is going on? Whenever you hear these things, that means that the person has been involved with the shaitan very deeply. Because whenever the shaitan takes control of you, you go to the shaitan to seek for power. You want to have money, you want to have power, and then you go and make a pact with the shaitan. So what does the shaitan do? The shaitan will make sure that you disobey Allah to a point of no return. It doesn't need the blood of that human being, but it just wants you to make sure that you commit sins that you can no longer return from. So that is why you now see so many evil in the society, because most people now have a pact with the shaitan. So shaitan will now start telling you, go and have sex, a man, go and practice homosexuality, go and have sex with your mother, go and have sex with your sister, but because he wants you to commit sins that you cannot recover from. So when shaitan gets control of people, that is it. The truth becomes so difficult for them. Number 6 reason is when the hearts are hardened. Some people do so many bad things that their heart become hardened. What are those bad things? Cheating, killing. Because the Prophet said that anytime you make a mistake, a black dot
is planted on your heart. If you seek for repentance, it is removed. Otherwise, it will start accumulating until that heart becomes so black that doesn't accept any truth. No truth can penetrate it again. So people who are believing this life, that is it. Who are believing in errors and living in sins, truth can't even penetrate their heart. Number 7 is fear of social rejection. Just like we mentioned about the Igbo community and the rest of them, some people believe that I'll be rejected. If I become a Muslim, everybody will just walk away from me. The Najashi, the king of Abyssinia, when the Sahaba went to Ethiopia and they read the Quran to him, according to the story, he wept. He knew that this was the truth. But he cannot announce to his people that I'm a Muslim. So, such people, if they accept Islam secretly, is accepted from them. But if they openly say, no, I don't want Islam, after knowing the truth, then that is when it is a problem. Because some people are fear that people are going to isolate me. If I join you people, everybody will walk away from me. The churches, whenever you are in the church, they give you the deacon or they give you whatever they give you. So if you become a Muslim, what happens? You lose the status in society. That is what some people are afraid of. Not that they don't know the truth. Desire for immediate gratification. Some people want solutions now. And this is especially in our society today. People want solution now. Somebody is sick. Somebody is having a problem. And when you tell them, be patient. No. They don't want patience. They said, it is now 1 month. I'm having this headache. He wants solution to the headache. Okay, be patient. Go and take medicine. Say, no. One pastor said he can pray for me and it will be answered. And he goes to the pastor. I met a brother who left Islam. And I asked him, what is your problem? He said he was having headache. So the headache was so persistent that they recommended a pastor for him. He went to the pastor prayed for him, and he became a Christian. So I now asked him, has the headache stopped? He said no. The headache has not stopped. The headache is still come and go. So if you were still a Muslim, the headache will still be there. But at least you are a Muslim. So people want gratification. They want solutions now. Because they do not understand how Allah does his own things. Now, here we are going to, let me explain how Allah does his thing, the sunnah of Allah that confuse a lot of people. There are two people. One is very obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other one is a known kafir. Very known kafir. Two of them are rich. The Muslim is rich. The other one is also rich. After a while, the Muslim is tested by Allah. He's tested. His money goes. He lost his family. He lost his car. He lost everything. The kafir has more money. He becomes richer. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when I give you and you deny that I'm the one that gave you, fatahna lahum abwaba kulli shay. I will open all the word for you. I will open all the roads for you to make money. But what is the catch? Hatta iza farihu bima utu akhadnahu baghta. When the person now becomes so sure that I am making this money out of my effort, Allah will seize him and he will not have time to repent. That is why at times you find these people, they just die mysteriously. Allah will seize that person. But the believer is struggling. If he's patient, Allah might bring his money back. If he's not patient, he might not get anything. So whenever this one is looking at this one, he say, how come I'm a Muslim and this kafir is having more money than me? Even if he make mistake, he still make money. If he does good thing, he makes money. But the believer, whenever I make mistake, his money goes down. So these are the two sunnah of Allah in Hayat. Because when Allah stop testing somebody, it means Allah has already decided that you are perished. Whenever you see somebody who is not tested by God, he has money, he has children, he has power, he has everything, and he commands whatever he wants. know that Allah has already left you for hellfire. But you that is struggling, Allah will look at you. There is a stage Allah wants you to be, level 10. But the work you are doing is only in level 2. So what will Allah do? Allah will test you. Take your son, your most beloved son, take your money, give you a disease, a sickness, and if you are patient in that sickness, Allah will raise you. So this is where some people mistake the sunnah of Allah. Why they now go for prosperity? So sometimes some Muslims will say, okay, they told me that there's a pastor who, let me just go and they will pray for me. I will be a Christian for 5 days. When the disease is over, I will come back to Islam. Wallahi, sometimes they end up dying in that state. Yes, they end up dying in that state. So this desire for immediate gratification is the biggest problem of human being. Because people want solutions now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does his own things in his own way. And we must believe in what he's doing. Anything that happens in our life, we should believe Allah allowed it to happen. And Allah is wise in everything he does. We accept it and we move on. So the key reasons is arrogance, blind tradition, materialism, Satan's influence, stubbornness, fear of change. Okay, sorry, I went back. So now, when you look at everything we have just said now, means if you want to preach to somebody and you have all these reasons in your mind, what is the best approach? Is it by shouting at him? Is it by blaming him? No. That is why the Quran said 3 things. Al-hikmah, al-mu'iz al-hasana, wal-jidal al-hasan. 3 principles you must adopt when you are preaching to somebody. Use wisdom. What is that wisdom? Look at his situation. The person you are talking to, is he an arrogant person? The person you are talking to, is he afraid of ostracization from his family? The person you are talking to, what is his weakness? You start preaching from that point. Young girl that is moving on the street, who is half naked, and the thing you are telling her, go and wear clothes. Is she a Muslim? She's not a Muslim. What she understood from you is what? You want to impose Islam on her. Will she respond to you? No, she will not respond to you. But if you call her and say, oh, sister, how are you? How are you doing? Do you know that before, when we were small, these young girls used to cover their body very well. In fact, that time, they get better husband. But now, people don't get better because, they don't dress well. You don't make it as if you are talking to her. But watch it, she will respond. Yes, she will respond. But if you now say, no, why are you wearing like this? You should do like this. You should go this way. No. That is the al-hikmah. That everybody you see, address them based on their situation. So which means we must have an idea of everybody's situation when we are doing dawah to them. We already know our community. We know their situation. Sometimes an arrogant person, how do you preach to an arrogant person whom you know who may never enter Islam? When you know that somebody is very arrogant, you no longer talk to him directly. You go through his children. Because you always find an arrogant person will have a very nice child. Just check. And every arrogant, stubborn person will have a child that is so nice. Then you'll be wondering, is it the one that gave birth to this one? So if you want to you want to preach to somebody like that, you go through the children. Be nice to them. Invite them. Don't say, come and pray. We are inviting you to them. Inshallah, we are going to talk about the strategies now. Invite them, talk to them. Even, oh, how is your school? Oh, I have an exercise book for you. You start being nice to that child because children are very receptive. They're just like cats. You are nice to a cat, they start running around you. So the same thing with children, but adults are not like that. So when that child, with time, that child become attached to you, you find that he might either become a Muslim or his father's heart become soft We start to soften. But if you attack the father directly, you might never achieve anything because he's arrogant. Anytime you say anything Islam, he doesn't even want to hear. That is the last thing he wants to hear. So, in Muslim minority, effective dawah requires a thoughtful, compassionate, and strategic approach. Thoughtful. Don't do dawah out of, just because you find somebody on the street that you are talking. Whenever you speak, make sure you think of what you are going to say. How will it affect this person I am talking to? How will they receive what I'm saying? And they are compassionate. What have we just said now? In India, they worship every animal. So if you want to preach to an Indian who worship animal, what will you tell him? That stupid goat you are worshiping? That cow that's eating grass? No. I was in a flight once with a Hindu. And then I started asking her about their gods, because they have more than 1,000 gods. Then she started talking and said, when she finished, I just asked her a question. I said, now that we are here, 26,000 above sea level, 26,000 feet above sea level, does your cow know you are here? She was quiet. The animals you are worshiping that is down there, do they know you are here? Because God must know where you are every time. Because He's the one protecting you. Because without the protection of God, you are doomed. So if that cow is your God, then you are doomed. Because the cow is not here to protect you. And you know that. So at times when you want to preach to these people, get the idea of who they are and then use the method that is very useful for them. A sister once walked into our office and was saying, I just said, oh, I didn't know you are a Muslim. No, they are not, because I already saw her dressing. I just wanted to provoke a discussion. He said, oh, I thought you are a Muslim. He said, no, I'm not a Muslim. I said, okay. I said, you are a Muslim, right? You are not a Muslim, no problem. I said, you know what I want to tell you? I just want to give you one information. I said, when I look at your environment, people live very long. I can see that some of your people are 80 years, 90 years. I said, do you wish to live up to 90 years? He said, yes. I said, do you know what happens when you are 90 years? You cannot go to toilet anymore. Somebody must carry you to toilet. You cannot walk. Somebody must hold your stick. Sometimes you'll be shitting inside the room. He said, yes. I said, do you know what we do? We are the only people who train a child that will take care of you when you get to that 90. In fact, he was shocked. I said, I will bet you no church will tell your child to do that for you. I want you to go and bring me the church. I am telling you that today, the child of that woman is in our school. So when you are talking to people, see where they are coming from and know what to tell them. Don't tell anybody become a Muslim, Islamic. No. Because we have just learned now why people are not following the truth. It's because of what is already in their mind. So you have to take them out of that environment for them to reason. Otherwise, they don't reason. They are just, whatever you are saying is blah, 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 because you are a Muslim, you are telling me Islam is better. You don't know what you are. I'm also telling you idol worshiping is better. So you are telling me Islam is better. So what's the difference? So you should be able to take that person out of that environment. And interestingly enough, that same lady came one day, walked into the office and took Shahada. We didn't do any other discussion after that. Because that statement got into her. Yes, because you are going to end up, because they know the experiences some of the old men are facing. There are old men, their children abandoned in a house. They shit on themselves, they eat where they shit, because nobody is taking care of them. The children are rich because they are not Muslims. That's all. Not that they don't have money. They can hire anybody to take care of their parents. But the pastor will tell them that your father is your problem. Your mother is your problem. Your auntie is your problem. So you are not an enemy of everybody. So where is the religion that will take care of that problem? It's only Islam. And recently also, there was an issue of a murder that was committed. somebody did something, and then they burn the person alive, more or less. So when we came to talk about the issue, and I'll talk about, I mean, how do we turn this issue to a dawah? Because as a da'iyah, every opportunity is dawah. Don't waste it. Every opportunity get turned into dawah. So I now told them, I said, what just happened now is a symptom. It is not a problem. It's not the problem itself. It is a symptom. Unless you are able to address the symptom, that is the only way you can stop the repetition of this same thing. I said, when somebody take a blood, and nobody is punished, in another 3 years, another blood will be taken. In fact, they stopped me when I said that. They say, you are correct. Somebody was killed 5 years ago, the same manner. And I told them, I said, do you see? That is why the solution is solving the problem from the root. And what is that problem? Is to have a system that take life very seriously. And that system is Islam. It's Islam that take life very seriously. You cannot just, you are not allowed to take your whole life, because it doesn't belong to you. You are not allowed to, even the ants that are walking on the floor, you have to take care of them. Because you don't just go around smashing ants, because everything that walk is praising Allah. So every opportunity you give an ant to continue praising is to your advantage. So why do you just, kill? We're talking about ants, let alone the life of a human being. And the reason. So because of this, whatever strategy we are using is going to be on these three things: al-hikmah, wal-maw'iza, wal-jidal al-hasan. Why I put the jidal last debate is, in my own experience, always avoid debate. We are going to talk about it, inshallah. The first methodology you are going to use, the first system is what? Build genuine relationship. Whoever you meet in your community, build genuine relationship. Your neighbors, build relationship with them. Don't, because this one is a Muslim, I'm not his friend. This one is a kafir, is not my friend. No, we are not telling you to take them to mosque. We are not telling you to follow them to church. But build a very genuine relationship. Let these people know that whenever they have a need and they come to you, that need is fulfilled. Even if you cannot, at least you sympathize. You tell them who can solve the problem. Somebody's father is dead. Yes, we will not pray for him for paradise, but let's go to him and say, we are sorry about your loss. We should feel for that person who lost somebody. We may not pray for the dead person, because sometimes people say, we are not praying for a kafir when they die. Yes, but we are sympathetic with the person who has a loss. So we go to the person and say, we are sorry about your loss. May God give you the strength to, the same this thing. Be a good neighbor. In Abuja, I remember, most of the people who ask questions always ask about neighbor. Somebody told me that his neighbor is so, is so picky and so quarrelsome that at times when he's going to work, the neighbor will block his car with their own car. So, what should he do? I said, you are a Muslim. Sometimes they are testing you. Yes, it's not that they know what they are doing. They are testing you. Just go and park your car, go to the road and take a keke. Go to work and come back. Leave him. Don't talk to him. Don't even argue. He said, no, he will think we are not powerful. He will think we are weak. No, it's not about weakness. You are using hikmah. You are using wisdom. The Prophet ﷺ was borrowed some dates from a Jewish person. So he has a deadline. He said, I'm going to pay you when the season comes. The season of dates comes, I'll pay you. Not like, you see, when the mangoes start to ripe. Before the mangoes start ripening, the man came to the prophet and said, I was holding his neck. Like, pay me my money, pay me my days, pay me my debt. While he was doing it, Omar right there, the rest of them were angry. Like, they want to pieces this man. The prophet said, no, leave him alone. The only thing you can say is, tell him to ask for his debt nicely and tell me to pay my debt nicely. Don't harass him. I'm owing him. So the professor now instructed Umar, said, go to the store and look for this thing to pay him. When they got to the store, the man turned to Umar and said, look, I am not looking for my date. I wanted to test whether he's really a prophet. He embraced Islam and he gave all his dates for Sadaqah. Sometimes people are testing you. Because you say, I'm a Muslim. Does Islam affect you? If it doesn't affect you, why should I follow you? Every day, if you are not quarreling this neighbor today, you are quarreling that neighbor today. If you're over what? Onion, tomato. This one has crossed my line. The line where I park my car, this one don't pass the line. Every opportunity to provoke you. Every opportunity to provoke you. But don't ever succumb to provoking. I will give you an example of the house where we were staying. We were 4 flats. I was the one paying for the security. None of them was contributing money. Why? Because I know they'll be like, oh, they want to look for a reason to quarrel. I'll pay for the security. And as God will have it, one day, are you people crazy? This man is paying the security's money. So when they wound down, now you go treat him. In fact, I rest my case. Yes. So when you are dealing with people, use wisdom. Show examples. Show kindness. Yes. Don't be too materialistic. Because that is their own weakness. They are materialistic. At times, allow your own tea to go. No problem. I came to a place where I was trying to get a house. Nobody agreed to give me water. All the neighbors. This one will say my door pump is not working. This one will say my motor is not working. This one will say I don't have light. This one will say. But when I settle there, I make sure that everybody gets water for free. Everybody gets water. Because that is your Islam. So you engage in community service. Yes, whenever community has anything to do, be in front. They want to donate, be in front. Anything that has a general purpose. What are you doing? You are doing dawah. The second, wisdom, you can use this wisdom and gradual teaching. Like we already said, we use wisdom, hikmah and tadarruj. Go slowly and measure what you are doing. Go slowly. Don't think that you have seen how difficult it is for people to enter Islam. You can see what is already in their mind. So don't expect that the day I talk to this man, next day you expect him to come and say, I am a Muslim. No. You should be going tadarruj. Go, carefully. Go slowly. Even sometimes when people come to us, they say they want to embrace Islam. We still ask them, why are you convinced? So it's not like some people just wake up, I'm now a driver. Next tomorrow, I'm a mechanic. So you should not come and say, I'm a Muslim. Tomorrow again, you are not a Muslim. We want to be sure you know why you are coming to Islam. And when you ask those questions, that's when you know, yes, we give you shahada based on this. If you are not sure, go back and do your research. Because once you enter Islam, we want you to be a very serious Muslim. So that is why Allah says we should invite to the way of Allah with wisdom and good instruction. We should be able to talk to people nicely. Now, how do you apply this in reality? When you are going to preach to somebody, start with universal values. Justice, kindness, honesty. Before talking about what Islam has said about anything. Because Islam agrees with the human nature. The correct human nature agrees with Islam. So everybody knows what justice means. Everybody knows what kindness means. Everybody knows what honesty is. So when you put this into people, you are preparing them to receive Islam. For example, now you see a lot of people are leaving Christianity. They believe that Christianity is a done deal. The God they are preaching is not a true God. But where are they going? They become atheists. They say there's no God at all. So you need to drag these people into Islam. You need to let them know. So you have to always start with universal and avoid debates. See, that's why I put avoid debates. Because sometimes some of us want to enter into argument with Christians. Up and down. Sometimes some people don't benefit from it. Because if you are an expert, no problem. You are an expert, you have memorized the Bible, you memorize the Quran, you are talking to the pastor, no issue. But you that is not very vast in this both knowledge, just avoid debate. Now, if somebody come to you and say he wants to debate, then what do? Do you run away from him? No. Find a way to edge him out. Tell this person that let us agree on principles. If we agree, then no problem. What are these principles? Common sense. If you agree that we are going to use common sense, that is really where I would. I'm not saying use Quran. No. I'm just saying we are going to use common sense. If you agree that we use common sense, no problem. Okay, let's go ahead. Common sense means that when we talk to a child, he will agree what we are saying. If we talk to an adult, he will agree to what we are saying. Now let's talk common sense. How will God, who did not allow Ibrahim to sacrifice his son, brought his own son to be sacrificed? Is it common sense? Let's start from there. You say God brought his son to die. That same God did not allow Abraham. Is it not in your Bible? It's in your Bible. Did not allow Abraham to sacrifice his son. Now, that's number one. Number two, you said Trinity, three gods, isn't it? Who are the three gods? The Father, the Holy Ghost, and who is the next thing? The Son. What happened to the mother? Are they not supposed to be four? Because a goat cannot give birth to a cow. So if Mary was able to give birth to a god, then Mary is a god. So that is common sense. So where is the fourth god? There should be four. Because Christians cannot answer this question. That is why we agree from the beginning, common sense. So don't tell me what interpretation you are interpreting. But we are saying, tell me common sense. So where is the fourth? You are cheating Mary. Because that's telling that they are cheating her. Because she's supposed to also be a god. Because she was able to carry God in her stomach for 9 months. So she should be a god. So this is how you talk to them. Just avoid debate. Because how do they debate with you? They start attacking Islam. The Prophet married a 9-year-old girl. Islam fought 15 wars. Islam did this, Islam that. That is their own debate. So whenever you are talking to them, they want the public to hear some of these things. And some of these things are correct. When they are put in the wrong context, they become a problem. So when they say Muslims fought 300 wars, did they not fight? They will ask you, did they not fight? The Prophet married the wife of his adopted son. Did he marry the adopted son? Yes, but what is the story? So they will not allow you to tell the story, but they will give the headlines, and the headlines are very catchy for those who want to insult Islam. So they run quickly through all these headlines, and they now put you in a pickle. You don't know how to respond. So that is why you always avoid debate, and if you have to debate with them, always tell them, let us agree on common sense. Don't even say, let's read Quran, because they don't understand the Quran. And if you want to use the Quran, use the logic from the Quran to present your case to them, because every human being knows what is common sense. So, for example, here, instead of you discussing hijab with somebody, emphasize modesty first and dignity. Islam teaches modesty and dignity. When this person is convinced about modesty and dignity, then you start talking about hijab. Like some sisters were discussing, non-Muslim, discussing about rape. Then one of them is saying, the men should not blame women. They are saying they are blaming women for their dressing. They should not blame women for their dressing. So I said, okay, let me just tell you one thing. You as a lady, do you think you are beautiful? She think you say yes. When you go naked, what are you showing us? Is it not that beauty? He said yes. When you throw a bone to a dog, what do you expect a dog to do? To keep quiet? So if you are dressing half naked, you are like a bone that is thrown to a dog, and you are telling the dog not to bark. That is exactly what you are doing. So you are telling the men not to react. Men have urge. So when you are half naked, your pan is outside, you are telling the man to shut up. No, it doesn't work. I might shut up, I might control myself, but 99% of people will not shut up. They will not control themselves. Some of them are even under the spell of drugs. So if you want to protect yourself, we are not even telling you wear hijab because of Islam. Wear hijab to protect yourself. So it is for your own good. It's not because of Islam. Islam doesn't need your hijab. It is for your own good. Because you cannot tell me that men will stop being men one day, or women will stop being women one day. Now, even there are some Christians who are wearing hijab. Yes, there are some Christians who are wearing hijab. They are not Muslims. They wear hijab because of this reason. Because they know that, yes, the reason for this is to cover your beauty. Unless you say you are not beautiful. You say, no, 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 no. I say, yes. If you cover yourself, it means you are not beautiful. That's what you are telling us. And every woman has her own beauty. That's how God has created you. So, strategy number 3, leverage storytelling and personal testimonies. Sometimes it's good to let people know about your own. If you embrace Islam, why did you embrace Islam? If you didn't embrace, tell them the story about somebody who embraced Islam. How did they embrace Islam? One of the sisters that embraced Islam in Umudike University was telling us her story. She said, I was not born into a Muslim family. In my family, nobody is a Muslim. In fact, in my village, nobody is a Muslim. When I asked, then how come you are a Muslim? How did you become a Muslim? He said, every time I go to the church, they are abusing Prophet Muhammad, they are abusing Islam. That got me thinking, who is this person they are abusing like this? So one day she had a dream, and somebody was teaching her the history of prophets. And he came to the last prophet and said Muhammad is a prophet and all that. So when she woke up in the morning, she ran to her parents and said, this is what I saw today. I saw in the dream. Oh, does it mean that Muhammad is also a prophet? No, how can you say Muhammad is that liar? That is. In fact, the more they were abusing him, the more she was inquisitive. Why did they focus on this man? Because they don't even abuse the idol worshippers. They don't abuse anybody. It's only Muslims and Muhammad they are abusing. That was when she started doing her research. She even became a Muslim before she met anybody. Before she met any Muslim. So you can now see those who are searching for the truth will always find the truth. So even in the middle of Christians, the truth can still come out. So that is why sometimes I tell our brothers, when you are preaching to these Christians, when you are talking to them, don't abuse them. Don't antagonize them. Don't antagonize anybody. That dawah you are doing to them may not penetrate them, but it will penetrate the people behind them. It will be their children it will penetrate. So some of these people become Muslims without seeing a Muslim because of the fact that they were abusing Islam and she wanted to know what is this Islam about. And today we see a lot of Europeans, a lot of French people, a lot of Americans, they are entering Islam for this simple reason. Because stories, they humanize experiences. They make you look at, yes, I was also like you. This is how I became a Muslim. And number 4, always address their misconceptions about Islam. Because people will always ask you, jihad, are you not killing people? Are you not doing this? Are you not doing that? Like women right in Islam. Islam is punishing women. Islam, in fact, some of the anti-Muslim elements will tell you that if the men love this hijab so much, why are they not wearing it? Why are they themselves not wearing it? Why are they putting it on their women? See, they think they are making sense. Why are they giving it to their women? They should wear it also. No, because we are different. We are men. We are supposed to be tough. Women are the delicate creature that should be covered. But they don't have that idea. So what is the best approach? Acknowledge what they say, correct it, and educate. So in this context, every attack, somebody attack you, convert it to dawah. If somebody comes to you and say, oh, I heard your professor was a pedophile, don't abuse him. Don't respond. Just tell him, oh, I can see that you have some information about Islam. Do you want to know more? Open a dialogue. I can see you already know about Islam. Can I tell you more? Then take that person to the side and educate them. Don't talk to them in public, because when people are in public, they stick to their opinion. They don't change, even if what you are saying makes sense. So try as much as possible, just corner them. Even if the person doesn't have your time, maybe you are working in the same campus, you are working in the same environment, let it fly. Next time you call him again, Mr. Joe, the other day it's like you were telling me about Islam. Oh, it seems you are interested. Can I tell you about Islam? Then you now acknowledge, yes, you actually told me that day that the Prophet ﷺ married a 9-year-old. Yes, it is true. It is true. But this is the real true matter of the story. This is the real story. During their own time, 9-year-old girl were getting married. It's not our time. And even then, the marriage is not consummated until the girl is ready. And the age of maturity in girls differ from age to age. Those their own time, girls were already tough by 9 and 10. Now, even girls are by 11 and 12, girls are already tough. Meanwhile, these same people are telling you that he married a pedophile. 11-year-old girl have already been impregnated. That does not ring any bell in their head. But as long as it's Islam, no, it's a bad thing. So you acknowledge what they say. Don't tell them, no, it's not correct. It's not. No. If they say anything that is true about Islam, acknowledge it. I understand why you might think that. I understand why you might think this. No, this is exactly how it is. Actually, Islam teaches mercy. Islam teaches this. But what Islam does not tolerate, if when somebody comes to you and attack you without any provocation. So Islam gives you the right to respond or to forgive. But Islam also says forgiveness is better. But there are people you don't want to forgive, because when you know that what they are doing is actually intended, you might want to respond just for them to also have a feeling of what you are feeling. But Islam says, "Wala man ghafara," that if you forgive, it is better. The Prophet ﷺ did not pack his leg and go and kill the Makkah people. They attacked him and he responded, because Islam says you should defend your honor, defend your property. Why will you be in your house and somebody came and attack you with a gun and you are able to defend yourself and you left him to go? No. It's natural thing that Islam is for Hausa people. Like in the southeast, whenever you become a Muslim, they call you in the Hausa people. That is their focus. So whenever somebody explains, they tell them, look, I am not a Hausa man. I'm an Edo man. So what will you now call me? In the Hausa? So what will they now call you? In the Edo? Are you an Edo man because you're a breast line man? No. What happened is that Islam came to the Hausas. They were also idol worshippers. When Islam came to them, they embraced Islam. Today, most of them are Muslims. The same thing with you people. You were idol worshipper before Christianity came. But today you are taking Christianity as a birthright. Is it your birthright? No. It was what you embraced. The same way the Hausas saw Islam as universal principles, it agreed with everything they agree, generosity, honesty. So they embraced Islam wholeheartedly. But you people embrace Christianity because it what? It condones idol worshipping. So it depends on what everybody is looking at. So you should be able to explain misconceptions to them based on what they believe in. And while doing so, don't read too many Quran. Don't read too many. Oh, Allah says in the Quran, they don't believe in what you are saying. So I repeat, when you want to give them a reasoning from the Quran, reason it without reading the ayah. Because you provoke them. Oh, you now want to use Quran to teach me? That is the way they look at it. You know how to use the Quran to teach me this? You know how to use? No. But the Quran says something that applies to a situation. Use it first, then you cannot read the Quran later. Well, utilize social media, we will say, but I think most of our parents here, you can teach this one to your naibi or to somebody in your mosque who can help you. That these days, most of the people looking for Islam are young generation. That young generation. People who are below 30, who are below 20. You hardly see people who are below 50 looking for the truth. No. They are already too matured to change their ways. So meaning, you have to speak the language of the youth. And what is the language of the youth? Today, it is social media. Try and see how you can reach out to them, how you can, if you can record short videos and the rest of them. And then number 6, create open and welcoming space in your mosque. You create open space. What do we mean by open space? Welcome people. This is your mosque. You can create a place outside your mosque. You say open iftar. We do it in the southeast. Open iftar is for everybody, Muslims and non-Muslims. You come and eat. When that person eats in your place for more than 3 times, the 4th time he comes, if you tell him to wait for 30 minutes, he will wait and listen to your dawah. But if he has nothing to gain, he will never sit down. So create that space. Let them come. Talk to them. That especially now that the society, we are going through moral decadence in society. Children are becoming something else. So if you are able to bring these children around the mosque, create maybe a sport event for them, something for them to engage themselves, Muslim and non-Muslim children. By the time the parents see what's the change that is happening to their life, they themselves will start to change. So we have to create the open space for receiving other people. Before I came, a brother just asked me now that whether allow Christian to enter the mosque during marriage, is correct. I said, number 1, allow non-Muslim to enter mosque, and for education, it's allowed. Like if you go to Cairo, they allow Muslims to come inside. Even in Malaysia, you come in, go out, see how they are praying, but not for them to come and have an activity in the mosque. Number 1 is that we are making the mistake of bringing people inside mosque for marriage. No. What happened inside a mosque is nikah. It's not party. Because nikah means what? The family of the girl, the family of the boy, then the jama'ah, the shuhud. They ask this one, yes, your daughter, did you give it to this man? This man say accepted. Do you marry his daughter? That conversation takes place, and jama'ah push it, as you will say, and it is over. Then go and do your party, go and celebrate, go and kill cow outside the mosque. But today what we see is that inside the mosque itself is celebration. Women will pack themselves, men will pack themselves, they say they want to come and do nikah. No, some of these practices are wrong. That's not supposed to be. Even about 3 months ago, my son got married. I faced a lot of criticism that I didn't allow the women to follow me. I say no. What is correct is correct. Let us teach other people how to do the correct thing. That the nikah does not require the whole world coming together. It's a very small occasion that is supposed to happen between the two families. Even the girl is not supposed to be there. But here they will bring the girl, they will bring the boy, the women will sit in the mosque. So sometimes when you do things that are really not too correct, then you start bringing other things. Because Christians will not want to join you, because you also join them when they go to their church. So the correct thing is what I just explained. But when you don't want to organize your party, your whatever, maybe outside the mosque or in a hall, anybody is invited. So you can organize as a Muslim event, like we said, because it now reduces the fear people have for Islam, that we can reach out to other people. You lead by example. It's called the silent dawah. You lead by example. If you have a staff that work in your office, especially those of us who are working in the government, you have this opportunity is always there for you. There are these staff that are being molested by the other senior staff. Let them find solace in you. Let them find protection in you. Let them find refuge whenever they come to you. Wallahi, that's the biggest dawah. That's the biggest dawah you can do. So meaning that you yourself should lead by example. Don't be like other people. Everybody is harassing this girl, you join them in harassing her. No, you should be the one that will stand alone. That this person knows that whenever they are in my office, they are safe. Whenever they are around me, they are safe. You will discover that person start asking you questions. How do I do this? Tomorrow they come and say, oh, this happened in my house. How do I go about it? Because now you are doing a silent dawah. That is the best dawah. That you are a role model where you work. in school, in social circle, wherever you find yourself, be a role model. Don't copy what others are doing, because others are doing this. Oh, I have to join them. You know, you are a Muslim. You should stand on your own and let your actions speak before your words. Number 10 is train your Jama'ah on effective communication. Your Jama'ah in the mosque, we said every day try to read a hadith, explain to them. Also teach them how to talk to other people. Because talking itself is an art. And when you do it properly, you convince people. But you do it wrongly, you provoke people. So you always have to be telling your children, your Jama'ah, how to address people. Sometimes you see people quarreling. When people quarrel, it's not really because of something that is wrong. It's because of what they said to each other. It's one of what they said to each other. If somebody is your friend and he walks to you and say, this idiot, you will look back and say, oh, it's Mr. A, how are you? This idiot. Everybody will just say, oh, this idiot. Everybody will walk away. You don't know me and I say, this idiot. What will be your response? Is it not the same word? The wording is not what is causing the problem. It's the perception. What did you think? Because that statement I made, say, is he my mate? Does he know me? So what is inside you is what is causing the anger. It's not the word. What is inside you is what is causing the anger. He's a small boy. Is he my mate? Do I know him? Where did he come from? But if you have the hikmah, and somebody say you're an idiot, what do? A Khalifa was walking in the mosque. He was going into the mosque, inspecting a mosque. Then he stepped on somebody. So the person looked at him and said, are you an idiot? He didn't know it's Khalifa. So the guy, his guard, almost wanted to hit him. So the Khalifa said, no, I'm not an idiot. So the guy wanted to hit, said, no, don't hit him. He asked me a question and I answered. Is it a problem? He said, I'm an idiot. I said, I'm not an idiot. So sometimes we know how to quell this kind of situation. Don't allow it to escalate. Somebody look at you and say, you look so fat. Oh. You say, in fact, you are reminding me now that I'm fat. Thank you very much. Let it die down. You learn how to address, how to bring down situation. Because you will find people killing themselves over what? Because somebody told me, I am a fool. Are you a fool? Just for you to say I'm not a fool? No. Because of the arrogance in us. So this also allows us to train ourselves that we should not always allow the arrogance in us to carry us away. So don't use judgmental languages. Don't tell somebody you are wrong. Somebody came and said, this speaker is here. Why should this speaker here? Why don't you just move inside there so that the women will hear better? I bet you are wrong. What do you mean, the speaker? I mean, does it even make sense? What are you saying? Yeah, you are correct in saying what you say. But will he receive it well? No. But instead say, okay, yes, you are correct. You also, but what if we leave it here so that the men will hear first? So always, put situations like, what if we look at it this way? Yes, you are correct in what you are saying. But what if we look at it this way? Also think like, just like the lecturer was saying yesterday, somebody is seeing 3, another person is seeing 4. So how do we see the situation correctly? Is to bring this person to this side, to see it from this person's perspective. And this person see this from this person's perspective. Because sometimes what confuses people is that the truth is one. Does it mean that if this man is seeing the truth this way, this one see truth this way, is it correct? No, it's not correct. What we are saying is perspective. Why is the alim saying this thing? See it in his own way. For example, now, I'll give you an example. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ stated that no woman should travel without mahram. Meaning no woman should travel from one place to another place without the husband or the brother or her own mahram. If we apply the hadith to every situation, it means your wife will not go for Hajj unless you have money to follow her. Isn't it? So the scholars sat down to reason very well. The Malikiya said If there are rifqos, if there are rifqa amina, that's what the Malikiya call it. If the people traveling are safe, a woman can travel with them without mahram. Are you getting it? Now, a woman can travel without mahram. If you have 6 women, 8 women, it's not possible that somebody will harass 8 women at once. It's almost impossible. So a woman can travel with them. That is the Malikiya saying. But the Hanabila, some of them are saying, no. The Prophet say it. It's period. You cannot travel. But wait a minute. They just told me that the father of my wife died. I don't have a holiday. What do I do? She should sit down and not travel. So the ulama say, if it's an emergency travel, a woman can also travel. It's an emergency. It's not like, oh, I want to visit Lagos to go and see how Lagos look. Then she'll be going alone. No, it's not allowed. Are you getting it now? Now, those who are looking on this side, they are saying, no, why Maliki? Why are you saying women should travel to Hajj without mahram? So you tell them, you are looking at this from this way. Come and look at it from the Malikiya's way. What is it? It's the difficulty of a woman making Hajj, the difficulty of a woman going to greet the father or her Beri family, because if we apply that system, and what did the Quran, what did the laws he mentioned to you yesterday, the maxims, Abdurrahman Yuzal, is something that is going to cause harm, we remove it. And the ulama also say, إِذَا ضَاقَ الْأَمْرُ ittasa, wa إِذَا تَسَى الْأَمْرُ ضَاقَ, that whenever a difficulty comes to a Muslim, Allah opened the way for him. So when you find yourself in a situation that you cannot, unless only pork that will save your life, they open the haram for you to eat. But when you have all the food in the world, no, don't touch. Is a dog kal amru tasa, with a tasa dog. That is a rule in Islam. So when you now look at it from that way, you know, okay, you now understand, okay, this is why Malikiya actually make it this fatwa. That's exactly what I tried to explain yesterday. We see it, not that people will say, oh, the truth is here, another truth is here. No, it's not. It's the perspective. How did I arrive at this? For you to understand, you must come and look at it from my own way, the way I looked at it. Then you now understand that, yes. Because, for example, now we're talking about a Muslim sister who asked yesterday that somebody brought food to a Muslim, a Christian brought food to a Muslim, and she returned the food to them. This fatwa is sometimes made by the Saudi ulama. Now, why? This African ulama will not make that same fatwa. Is it that all of them are wrong? No. Because in Saudi, they are all Muslims. They hardly live with a Christian. So they really don't understand that there is this neighborhood between Muslim and Christian. So their own understanding, they cannot entertain it. But in Nigeria, we are living with non-Muslims. And they are majority. And we want to bring these people to Islam. So a scholar making fatwa in Nigeria will be different from a scholar making fatwa in Saudi. So that is why even sometimes those ulama making fatwa on TV, we do tell them, before you give somebody fatwa, ask them where you are calling from. Somebody just tell you, can we eat the food of a Christian? No, don't eat the food of a Christian. Because I'm asking, where are you calling from? Or somebody tell you, can I do mortgage? No, it's riba, it's haram. You didn't even ask him where he's calling from. Ask this caller, where are you calling from? Oh, you are calling from America. Well, your situation is different. If you have only a house is by mortgage, go ahead, because it's darura. Why? Because for a Muslim not to have a house, the consequences are bigger. Why? Because the Muslims will not be living from one rent to another rent, and the kuffar will not have power over you. Your generation will not settle because your children don't have a house. So which one is more harmful to the Muslim? Is it the mortgage, or is it not having a house? So the Muslims cannot go to a place, use mortgage to buy houses, and have a whole street to themselves. That way they are able to bring up their children. So that has more benefit for them. But you didn't even ask the person where he's calling from. Because if he was calling from Saudi, tell him no. It's haram. Why? Because Saudi have a lot of options. There are so many options for you. You don't need mortgage in Saudi. So this is why sometimes we find problems even when, you know, the way people adopt fatwa, because the ulama just give blanket fatwa to everybody. No, we must look at the situation of each person and know what we apply to them. The differences between ulama are not because there are two truths.